Mankeeping, or women performing emotional labor for men, is having a real moment right now. A couple of days ago in the New York Times, Charlotte Pearson wrote this article, Why Women Are Weary of the Emotional Labor of Mankeeping, where she basically explained that because men are having less friends, the male loneliness epidemic, etc., men are also not socialized to be as social, right? Straight men often don't see the need for friends the same way that straight women do, right? So the women in their lives end up doing all of the emotional labor for them. This weekend, this tweet went viral where this woman was basically like, the best part of dating men is that you get to teach them, right? You get to teach them how to like open their windows and going back to sleep and who their best friends are. And everyone in the comments freaked out. And I think both of these things are related, right? Like the idea that it is supposed to be joyful and like a fun experience for women to like train their boyfriends is something that is very much in the public consciousness, especially in like American society, especially for young straight women. Last year, in this article in The Cut, The Case for Marrying an Older Man, this author, Grazie Christie, you guys packed her up because she said the thing that no one is supposed to say. You can pause to read it, but I have referenced this a couple of times on this account because I found it so powerful. She says that young women in their 20s are trained to become partners, but the expectation of labor is never equal, right? Like, millennial women found this out when we were young. We were told that when you got married, your husband, we were supposed to be the most feminist generation. And then when we all turned 30 and 40, I'm not 40, but when they turned 40, a lot of women found that they were still taking care of the kids and cooking and cleaning and doing emotional labor for their husbands, and yet they weren't getting much out of it. But anyway, in this article, she was saying that a lot of young women in their 20s do their suitcases for their boyfriends and make all of their doctor's appointments and keep up with their friends and keep up with their parents. And it's like, not only are you not married, so you're doing all of this on a girlfriend salary, as we say on here, but like, men are not expected to do any of this for you, right? The expectation is that women will do this, they will love it, they will enjoy it. And like that tweet said, it's basically supposed to just be part of being in your 20s, right? Part of being in relationships for young women. American society is training them to do everything for men, including being their only friend and their therapist. And you're supposed to be happy about it. You're supposed to do it with a smile. I think the most insidious part of all of this, and I say this obviously as a man, right? The most insidious part is that it is so like deeply conditioned into our society that like when you sort of try to rebel against this, people get mad at you, right? In February, I wrote The Sociology of Begging Someone to Marry You, and the title is obviously rude, but it was meant to wake people up, right? On the Waiting to Wed subreddit, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of women who, without a ring, are like cooking and cleaning and paying half the mortgage and taking care of the kids and helping kids with the homework and getting nothing out of it on top of doing the emotional labor for their men, right? When people in the comments are like, leave, there is this complete stonewall where they say, well, I can't be on my own, right? Because the patriarchy is so insidious, it is more important for people to stay in a partnership that is not fulfilling for them emotionally, financially, like labor-wise, than it is to be on their own, right? Because again, because of patriarchy and society, a lot of these women will be financially much worse off, right? The Mankeeping article was interesting because it seems like women are finally reaching this point where they're like, I don't want to fucking do this, right? I don't want to be my boyfriend's therapist. I don't want to be my husband's therapist. But contrasted with everything that's going on, the discourse on Twitter, where so many young women are like gleefully jumping at the opportunity to like train men. When we talk about the patriarchy, when we talk about sociology, when we talk about feminism, these are the types of things that we're talking about, right? The tendrils are seeping into our brains where again, I've said this 3 times, but I really want you guys to get it. Pretend that I'm your professor saying this to you, right? You are being conditioned, and not the part of conditioning that is the most insidious is that you're supposed to like it. You're supposed to be doing this emotional labor. You're supposed to love it, and you're never, ever, ever supposed to complain. Men are traditionally, straight men in straight relationships are conditioned to like provide and to be protectors and to be very stoic, right? Because the male loneliness epidemic and like the patriarchy has effects on men too, but we're not talking about them right now, right? But this is unequivocally bad. As I've said in these types of videos before, who does it benefit when you are told as a young woman in your 20s, right? You are supposed to do all of this for your boyfriend. You're supposed to take care of him. You're supposed to take care of the house. You're supposed to cook and clean and do all of this stuff. And if you complain, you are bad. Like, when you say that sentence out loud, if you think about it for 2 seconds, you're like, yeah, why would I do that? I don't think that's fun. I don't think that's cool. Unfortunately, you're always going to get people like this who think that it is the most amazing thing in the world to teach your boyfriend how to open a window. And I talked about this on Substack last thing, where I said, in Boyfriend Land, where I said a lot of people think that this is cute, but men understand this too. It is not like secret conditioning, right? When a lot of people on the Waiting to Wed subreddit complain about men taking advantage of them and not marrying them and making them do everything in the household and stuff like this, you think that men don't understand this? They do fully understand it and they use it to their advantage. So the next time that you want to tweet something like this and think, oh my God, it's so cute that I'm like teaching him how to do his laundry and I do his laundry for him and I make all his appointments for him, he knows this and he understands that and he is using it to his advantage.